The part I'm working on uses the contour toolpath to rough this half-round shape. And a second contour toolpath will be used to finish the same geometry. The copy toolpath operation will allow me to quickly copy the rough contour and with a few edits have the finished contour toolpath. First, I only want the contour toolpath selected, as all selected operations will be copied. To do this, I'll click on the contour toolpath. Sometimes when trying to select a toolpath, when all are selected, it won't work. If this happens, click on a different toolpath to select it, and then reselect the desired toolpath. I'll right-click and hold the mouse button on the contour toolpath and drag it down below. Then release my mouse button and select Copy Before to copy the toolpath before the stock model. If this is frustrating, you can also right-click on a toolpath and select Copy. Then right-click and paste it. The Windows copy, Ctrl+C, will also copy the toolpath, and Ctrl+V will paste it. Now I have two contour toolpaths. Currently they are identical. I can select the parameters for this second contour toolpath and edit them to suit the finished pass. I'll select the Tool tab and then add a second 1-inch end mill the same way I added the first one. I'll select Library Tool, and I can see that the 1-inch library, tool number 297, will be in the filtered search results since it's the last tool I looked for. So I'll select it and accept this selection. I'll receive a warning that a similar tool exists and Mastercam is asking me if I wish to add another. I'll leave the Yes radio button enabled and accept this because I do want to use two 1-inch end mills, one to rough the part feature and one to finish it. If I'm only making a few parts, it won't be necessary to use a separate end mill to machine the finished pass. But if I'm making more than a few, I'll want to use a separate tool to finish this feature because the finish tool controls the final feature size and all related geometric dimensioning and tolerancing. Since the finish tool is cutting less material, it will last longer than the roughing tool. Therefore, my feature sizes and GD&T will remain in tolerance longer than if the roughing tool cut the final part sizes. Now I'll change the finish feed rate to 6 10,000ths of an inch per revolution per tooth, and the comment to finish large half circle. The finish pass feed rate will directly relate to the surface finish of the part. An easy rule to help determine what the finish feed rate should be is that whatever the desired surface finish is in microinch, move the decimal point to the left 4 places to obtain the feed rate per tooth. For this example, for a required surface finish of 63 microinch, I would set the feed to tooth to 0.0063. For a desired surface finish of 125, I would use a feed per tooth of 0.0125. This is only a starting point, and the actual surface finish will vary depending on the rigidity of the setup, the machine, and cutter condition, but is usually a good starting point. Selecting the cut parameters, I'll remove the stock to leave on walls so that it now reads 0. I'll also disable the depth cuts by unchecking this, and I'll disable the multi-passes by unchecking this checkbox. The remaining settings will be good for this tool, so I'll accept these changes and exit the toolpath settings. The red X through the toolpath reminds me to regenerate the operation by selecting Regenerate All Dirty Operations. I'll turn the cut lines of the first contour toolpath off, and now we can see the cut line for this contour toolpath. Lastly, I'll alter the stock model to include both contours. I'll hold the Shift key and select Contour 2. Exit the window and regenerate the stock model.